right. Welcome to the Monarch Experience podcast. I sounded like a Macho Man Randy Savage right there. Ooh, all right. We got a little Monarch Experience podcast here. None of our audience knows who the heck I'm talking about because they were all born after the year 1989. I am your host, Mr. Ancona. And here at the Monarch Experience podcast, we are all about giving students the platform to be able to voice their opinions about what matters to them. Today, here's the thing that matters to them. We're talking about Halloween. We're talking about horror movies. We're doing a little bit of both. So don't automatically turn this off if you're like, nah, I don't like horror movies. I like Halloween. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things Halloween. We're talking about favorite candies. We're talking about why you got into Halloween, why you love this holiday so much. We're going to talk about some top five favorite Halloween movies or specials. Ton of them on Disney Plus. So if you got Disney Plus, you can queue these up. Then we're also, of course, going to be talking about horror movies, like legitimate horror movies. So if you're someone that's a little bit scared or you're like, horror is not for me, or if you're someone who is into horror, well, this is the part of the episode you're going to love. We're going to chat about top five or just five standout horror movies. We're going to chat a little bit about what makes a great horror movie so scary, what techniques directors will use, what techniques filmmakers will use, why they're so effective, what makes them make you jump out of your skin, talking about jump scares, talking about building suspense, talking about relatable characters, and so much more. Maybe we'll talk about one of your favorite horror movies as well. Today, it's a very special episode. We had some crazy stuff going on with scheduling and whatnot. So it's a one-on-one. Sika, you may remember her from Gossip, Drama, and Rumors, as well as the clicks and popularity, two fantastic former episodes that you can re-experience anywhere on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you can find your podcast. All right, and today we've got returning for a third episode 4 years later. What's going on? Big Bad High Schooler.
Yep. Junior year. It's going great. Everything's great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thanks. You could tell obviously by her voice that she's worn down by the 5 or 6 weeks that you've been in school so far. So I'm sure that our listeners are gonna naturally think, "Oh my God, Sika's in high school. Tell us your secrets." So Sika, one piece of advice. This is not what this episode's about at all, but one piece of advice.
Do your work. Do not be lazy. Do not postpone or procrastinate, because if you will, you will fail, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all because your teachers do not care.
Sounds like there's a story there.
No, yeah, a million.
The part that you said that that kind of makes me selfishly feel good is your teachers don't care.
No, they care, but they won't give you a pass.
It's different than in middle school.
Middle school, 100%.
Yeah.
You won't get full credit or anything. It's kind of you'll get half credit or partial credit if even if it's a day late.
You mean I can't redo it 16 times to get full credit?
No.
What if my mom emails?
You're still gone. You just accept the 0 at that point.
What if my mom and my dad email and my grandma?
And your whole family just...
What if my whole family concocts a very strongly worded email? Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. I should ask you scariest teacher, but I'll ask you that off the record then. We don't want to keep that. We don't want to record that and have that get out there in the universe. So today we're talking everything Halloween. And Sika, you are a Halloween and horror movie aficionado. Can we go that far and say that?
I think you could.
Okay, good. I'm going to say it. You're a horror movie and Halloween aficionado. But first, we got to know, Dracula or Frankenstein? Not the novels. What's a cooler monster, Dracula or Frankenstein?
Dracula.
All right, why?
Definitely. I just like the kind of whole vampire origin of it. Frankenstein, it's a cool story, but I'm just kind of more interested in Dracula than Frankenstein. So
I'm with you.
I
mean, I love both, especially the books, but I am way more Dracula. There's something romantic. There's something really he's elegant. He's smart. He's so well spoken. And I think that makes, and I'm sure we'll talk about this too, with what makes horror movies so horrific. I think that's what makes him so scary, is that he's so well spoken, he's so calm, he's so in control compared to like Frankenstein the monster, just kind of lugging
Yeah,
around. All right, so Sika, dude, what is your favorite part about Halloween? Why are you so in love with Halloween?
I don't know. I like even like when I was a little kid, I just always gravitated towards Halloween, like the costumes and trick or treating and the movies. It's just like the whole thing is just like it's a fun time, and you have to like it to have fun. Like you can't just not like it and have a good time. Like, it's like one of those things where if you're playing a sport and it's like you don't like the sport, then stop playing it because you're not gonna do well or you don't like it. So I don't know. Ever since I was younger, it was just like my favorite thing to do.
I know. I've always loved Halloween. I think like between like the costume parties or like every year you get to put in all this effort, like who am I dressing up as? And then like how am I going to put together this costume? Am I going to make it myself or am I going to like just buy it? Sika, let's go rogue for a second. Best costume you've ever donned as a person? Obviously you're a person.
Okay.
What was the year?
I hope so.
Like what made it great?
Okay. Now I'm thinking about it. So one year I went
top
dressed.
two.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me give the first one. So
Yeah, go ahead.
In fifth grade, we had a Halloween party at Robertsville, and we had to all come in dressed as like costume, like whatever as a character. And I came in dressed as Alice from Alice in Wonderland. And that day, like when we did our walk like around the building to show our parents, one girl was dressed up as the Queen of Hearts and one girl was dressed as the Mad Hatter. So we all had to like walk together as like a group. So it was like, I think that's like my most memorable one of like dressing up. And then my other one I don't know if you watch American Horror Story.
Yeah.
But I was Tate from the first season. Like last year.
I've only seen the first season, so that's perfect.
Oh, okay. So the skeleton dude, I was him last year. Yeah, I did like the makeup myself and it was like fun. Yeah.
Best Halloween costumes I think I've ever done. I'd say my top two were I dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage. Those of you who are not pro wrestling fans, Google him. You'll see the over-the-top costume. And I had Slim Jims on me the entire time and was handing them out to people. Doing the voice, Macho Man. And then the other good one was I think sophomore year or junior year of high school, back in the old days where you'd be allowed to dress up and go to Marlboro High School in your costumes. I had long hair at the time. I dressed up as Gene Simmons from Kiss, full makeup, hair in the ponytail on the top, and it was my real hair. And I wore a full suit, like the cover of one of their albums, Dressed to Kill. So, the bus driver opened the door, and then we had this frail old bus driver, and I swear I thought he was going to drop dead. He didn't, thankfully.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I heard about that.
It was pretty cool. But
I heard about being able to dress up.
Yeah, different world. Yeah, different world. But it was cool. Somebody one time came in a full Pikachu costume. It was nuts. You're not learning anything that day. Like it's just so hard to concentrate when the dude in front of you has got his hair like 4 feet up in the air and is wearing makeup. So awesome. I think we're on the same page with this about the best part of Halloween being like the dressing up and all of this. All right. So before we go into like what our top 5 or just 5 really noteworthy horror movies, in your eyes, what makes a horror movie or what makes a great scary movie scary?
I feel like, it depends like on kind of what movie it is, because some movies have like the more supernatural aspect of it where it's like a metaphorical demon, not like a legit like a serial killer or something like that.
Yeah.
So for like those slasher kind of movies, like being in like Scream, like for example, like a relatable situation, like she's home alone by herself and someone's calling her phone, like that like would be scary because it's like that could happen to me, and it's like now I'm scared to stay home alone, kind of like
I love that.
Or like a supernatural aspect would be like walking into like a dark room without like knowing where I'm going, or like a haunted house or like something like that, like something with history, like a backstory. Like I know like I'm not supposed to go in here, so let's maybe not touch a creepy doll or like move something around, or you know what I mean?
It's like the doll. Isn't it like the more innocent the object is, sometimes like the scarier it is? Like that's why kids are so scary in these horror movies. Kids are supposed to be innocent and pure.
I say all the time, I'm like, how do they film these movies? Because I would be scared the whole time. Like this 5-year-old is like like doing all of this. I'm like, I would be scared the whole time. Like, how do you not scare yourself? You
Like
know?
crab walking upside down, and like the kids like perfectly. I want to get a study on like if any of these kids who are like the scary movie kids, if any of them come out of this like perfectly normal.
I don't think so. I think there's just something like in there like that doesn't know. Because
Yeah, there's just no way.
no, there is no way.
Anything else that you feel like makes a great scary movie? Because something you said, I think completely I agree with, was the relatable scenario. Whether it's alone at night, like in Scream, you get a phone call, or just like we all have basements that are freaky. Like, well, like Nightmare on Elm Street, the basement, like that's scary. And it's like obviously the backstory adds to it with Freddy Krueger and being burned and everything, but like we all have furnaces, or some of us have furnaces or like hot water heaters in our basement, and they make a lot of like funky, scary noises. And if you have a big, dark basement, yeah, we all could relate to that.
Oh,
What's lurking behind the corner? What else do you think makes a great scary movie scary?
I feel like the main people, like if it's like a likable person, or like where in Scream, like I'm gonna go back to this, but like the main
Scream is great.
It's a great movie for a lot of analogies. Like
Yeah,
it's great.
We'll jump into Scream, I'm sure, in a little bit. Go ahead.
Probably, but Scream, like the main character, her like interest, like I forgot his name, but Skeet, like Urch, or
Yes.
that's the actor's name. Like you wouldn't really expect him to kind of be like
Yeah.
the Scream, like Ghostface, but like he was. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like where like you're keeping yourself on
He
your
was the
toes.
boyfriend, right?
Yeah, he was her boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
and like after he killed her actual boyfriend
Yes.
in the beginning. So
Yeah.
like he kind of took that opportunity. But no, definitely like just having like a liking to the main character, I feel like just makes it a lot better. Or
Yeah,
like
I think
if the main character has like a special quality or something like that, like that definitely.
Yeah, relatability, empathy. Like I couldn't agree more, because I read a quote. I think it was like Del Toro. It was some director said for horror movies, like make your audience love the character, make your audience feel for the character, and then kill them.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't care about the character, if they're not relatable in some kind of way, or if they're hateable, like what do you care if they get their throat slit, or what do you care if like the demon child possesses them? It's like whatever, big deal. And I think that's what made stuff like The Exorcist so effective. Like it's a little girl. Like, oh my God, why is the devil inside of a little girl? Leave her alone. If it was some like, I don't know, 45-year-old like deadbeat dad, like whatever.
It's like he kind of deserved it,
Yeah,
like,
he deserves it.
You're like kind of like, oh yeah, like I don't care.
Yeah, but no offense to the 45-year-old deadbeat dads that are listening to our podcast. Obviously, we love you, we value you, even if you may not value your family.
Oh no.
Any other things that you feel like? Obviously, suspense, I think, is one. I don't know if you're more of a jump scare fan or if like the slow build, but I am much more of the suspense, and like I don't mind a good jump scare, but I don't want nonstop jump scares. Like the newer It's, I thought did that to the point where it's like, all right, I'm not even watching a movie. You're just basically startling me nonstop.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like the suspense, and then like boom, like right at the end. Like, like you said, like I don't mind like a jump scare too, because it's like it's a horror movie, like what do you expect, Yeah. But like I put a movie on my list called Into the Tall Grass. It's more of like a psychological kind of horror movie, and it's like one of those movies where it's like, what is going on? Like you're like it's like mind like boggling. Like it's a crazy movie.
Love that.
But,
get me on the edge of my seat. Let me be grabbing my like what like my cup, or like let me be like squeezing somebody's hand basically until a point where like they're in pain until like the oh my goodness. Like, that's the best way to do it. And for me, I think like that coupled with like, because it lets you put your guard down maybe at a certain point too. So tense, and then that's when you could kind of like hit them with, if you want to go with jump scare, you could go jump scare. If you want to like have an unsettling image, you could do the unsettling image. I love that. I can't wait to talk about that movie too. And then the other one for me, and we'll jump into our top five, is real emotion. Like I love a good monster. I love Freddy Krueger. My wife and I just sat down yesterday. You're gonna like shame me, and watched the original Halloween for the first time. I know. I know Michael Myers, but I just never watched it straight through. Like for some reason it just escaped me. And it's good. Like I can appreciate that, but real emotion, like Cabin in the Wood or Cabin Fever, or like Real Emotion, like one of my favorites, which we'll talk about, Babadook. Just
See,
make it metaphorical, make it not necessarily like the big boogeyman. And that's when I'm like, oh my God, I have a reason to be scared of this after the hour and a half, after the 2 hours.
no, I actually never seen the Babadook. Like I've seen like the pictures for it, but I've never actually watched it.
It's so good. I cannot. We'll talk about Babadook right now. I cannot knock in my house without my wife like getting very, very jumpy
Really?
because
Like,
there's like a knocking in it.
oh, okay. Like in The Conjuring where it's like the clapping.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. I mean, how many people basically got freaked out by the clap and what is it? Clap and hide, clap and scare.
Yeah, it's like clap and seek or something. It's
Clap
like
and
hide and
seek.
seek, but it's like
Yeah. So I mean,
uh,
how many people like can't even handle like a clap without getting like, don't do that.
me. Definitely me.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, so let's talk about our top fives. And for me, my five are really just like five that I think are worthy of like chatting about that are so good. Let's go right into your top five.
Okay,
You're the guest.
they're not in a particular order. I kind of just like threw them out
Yeah,
there.
good. Yeah.
But I put Insidious, specifically the first one, just because the
Okay.
other three were like, eh. You know, like the fourth one was more like sad. Like I cried a lot in a more of
Okay.
like emotional way, not like in a
Okay.
I'm scared. But
Okay.
The Boy was a great one too.
What's The
And
Boy? I've never heard of
The
that.
Boy, it's like kind of like Annabelle, but
Okay.
it's more like a creepier kind of version, and it's not a girl doll, it's a boy doll, and it's like
Okay.
the boy actually comes to life in the end. Like it's a legitimate like person. Like Annabelle was like a doll like throughout the whole.
So
The
this
first
is
series.
kind of like if Pinocchio was a horror story.
Basically.
Oh, that's pretty horrifying because Pinocchio's messed up.
Yeah, like I always think about like the actual like stories of like the fairy tales, and it's like when you actually think about them, it's like what
Oh,
am I
Pinocchio is obscene.
like what am I like growing up on kind of like a moment like
Yeah. And how did Disney like completely just like ignore all of this part? Like we have like one of like the original story of Pinocchio, and it is. I mean, the movie is pretty messed up as it is. It's just weird, but oh man, when my son like pulls that book out and he's like, "I want to read this before we go to bed," I'm like, "Well, listen, dude, you're getting an abridged, like paraphrase version because I
Version of
cannot read
Pinocchio.
you all of these things that are happening in here. It's too messed up."
No, definitely agree.
All right, so I gotta check out The Boy. What else you got?
In the Tall Grass, which I mentioned before, the
Yeah.
Poltergeist, and the
Poltergeist is
Nightmare
great.
on Elm Street, and I'm gonna
The
add
original one?
in, yes, and I'm also going to add in The Conjuring 1 and 2. I mean, not
Okay.
the second one. Actually, I'm not going to include the second one. I didn't really like it.
Just the first one.
Just the first one.
Okay. We were hoping to have Sika on this, and she had The Conjuring on there too, and she had Psycho and Saw, which are all great, all-time horror movies. Saw was excellent, especially when it first came out. I mean, we talked about this before we started about like the need to do like sequels and franchises, and I mean, I know the Saw 2, 3, 4, like they kind of all were good because they all had different like killings in different ways, but that first one as a standalone was so psychologically messed up. It was
Definitely
beautiful.
Yeah, like see, like a sequel like series like that, like it's great because like it's
Yeah.
not like one particular game, like it's like a million different scenarios, you know?
Yeah, you could just keep going with it like a million different ways.
Exactly. Like
But
there's so
just
many.
the idea of like you wake up in a room and there's a saw and you're chained to like the wall and you're like, how you gonna get out? Like that's that's horrifying.
No, that's traumatizing.
That's horrifying. Okay, if you had to recommend one of those five to someone who's never seen any of them, which one are you going with and why?
I'm gonna go with, this is hard because they're like all like a hard level
They're
of
so-
like scary, you know?
Yeah, they're different.
So I feel like the least scariest one for me would probably be Insidious. But like it is scary at the same time. Like I couldn't sleep for like 2 weeks. Which
Only 2 weeks.
only 2 weeks. Like my sister-in-law made me like walk around with her throughout the house. Like everywhere that she went. Like if we were alone, like she made me trail her. Like so, but like even the other ones, like they're as scary as that. Like in the Tall Grass, like I couldn't sleep either because I was just like, what did I just watch? You know, kind of a movie. The
Yeah.
Boy, I never touched the doll like day in my life after that.
Isn't that amazing how like after a certain horror movie, it'll mess you up where you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go near this doll anymore. Or, I mean, people had a fear of clowns before Stephen King's It. But like when that miniseries movie came out, the original one with Tim Curry in like 1990, how many people were just like, no, sorry, Timmy, we're not going to your friend's birthday party because there's going to be a clown. But Dad, I want to. Too bad.
No, it's true. Like I used to have this American Girl doll, like when they first like came out, whatever. And I remember after watching an episode of R.L. Stein's like The Haunting Hour, it was an episode about a doll coming to life.
Wait, The Night of the Living Dummy?
Yes. No.
Oh my God, I love that.
Not that one. No, it was like a show.
Okay.
It was a show, but I know what you're talking about with Slappy.
Yeah.
But no,
Slappy.
It was a doll that looked exactly like my doll, but she had like brown. She was a brunette. Mine, like you could customize them to look like how you look like.
Oh
so
man,
I looked like mine. And I remember an episode like the doll came to life and like tried to become the girl and like murdered the girl. And I remember like I put my doll back in its case and I locked it like in a corner in the basement. I was like, you're saying I put like boxes in front of it. I was like, I'm not dying. Like,
that's amazing.
I used to sleep with it like too, and then after
not anymore.
No, I haven't touched a doll in like years.
After I saw The Exorcist, I was like, I'm not going to church anymore. No way. The priest, he was so scary. Right? He wasn't the villain in that. No, I'm just kidding. So all right, so my 5, and I have to kind of make a quick adjustment, I think, to it because I put 6. So The Exorcist, just because it's a classic, it's so good. I know that it's gotten spoofed on with like the vomiting and the head spinning and all that stuff so many times, but I still think if you put on The Exorcist, the director's cut too has got some freaky extra scenes with like they do like this MRI or like CAT scan of like her head, and you see like Satan on like the screen instead of like a normal CAT scan. Like little things like that I thought really added to it. But The Exorcist, like everybody knows the plot, but I think if you sit and watch it, especially if you're someone who maybe this applies to, put it on at night. Tell me you're not freaked out. Like it's just because religion is something that is so ingrained in a lot of people in society. I think that like the fear of like bad things like that feels so real, even though there's no. I gotta be careful with how I say this. There's no like tangible proof that like a devil exists. Like we can't like say like, yeah, look, the horned goat, like that's the devil. And just like fear is something happening to that we can't explain.
Like an unspoken fear, like, you know, like it's lingering, like it's there, but you can't see it. Like it's there. Yeah.
Like you pray against it. Like if you're a religious person, like you pray against it because you know it can have so many different shapes and forms. Like I don't know. You could argue like the devil is in racism or hatred or whatever. It's like it's there. It's not tangible. I think that's what makes it so freaky. Even if you know the effects are a little bit cheesy, but still,
it's like a
the power of Christ. But it's hard because so many of the lines have been like spoofed on, like even from Austin Powers. The power of Christ compels you. Austin Myers.
I just got that too.
Yeah, that's a combination.
When you said Austin Myers, I immediately thought of Austin Powers, and
you knew what I was talking about.
I was like, wait, Austin Myers? Come back.
Well, because now, like, I'm thinking because we watched Halloween yesterday, and I'm just like, I'm laughing about the fact that Michael Myers, like, how funny that is. That like.
Austin Myers.
Like I'm imagining Jamie Lee Curtis like freaking out as like Michael Myers just trying to get into the closet, and then it's Michael Myers, Austin Powers popping in, being like, "Yeah, baby." Anyway, Babadook. I talked about it. It's so good. If you don't know what it's about, it is a psychological thrill, a horror for sure. There's some jump scares, very unsettling jump scares at times, but really it deals with grief and like the power of like how intense grief can be and how it can consume people. And it's from a children's book. So you get that little extra added freakiness of children's book too. The belief is like, if you read this book to your child before he or she goes to bed, you've let the Babadook basically in. And it's like the boogeyman. It's the boogeyman. Why are you reading that to your kids before they go to bed is besides me, but whatever.
It's like Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's just like Pinocchio. Bram Stoker's Dracula, I love it simply because I think it really takes you into the time period of like Dracula, right? Because that's a historical time period. But
I'm like, wait.
yeah, you guys didn't learn about that in history. I think visually, it's just a great horror movie. I don't think it's really scary, but it's more just kind of like, oh, vampires, and it's done like very like gothic.
It's like a traditional kind of horror
Traditional,
movie.
yeah. No modern take where like vampires are like very like beautiful like Instagram models,
like the
and you
Vampire
have to choose.
Diaries.
Yeah,
Which is my
exactly.
favorite show, but like you can
No.
kind of like still talk about it.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's not that ridiculous because, like, you could say, "Oh, like, okay, like they make vampires have phones and they've got like their cool, like, fashionable stuff." But I mean, like in the Victorian era, they dressed according to the era, so they wore these capes and like the corsets and like the really ornate kind of like costumes, and it's no different than how people normally dress. Like the Count was a real person, right?
Yeah.
He
I
just
mean,
wasn't.
they did the same thing in the Vampire Diaries. Like,
Yeah. It's just a modern adaptation. Yeah. Scream. I know we were talking about Scream, so maybe we stop here for a second. I think Scream is it was like a cultural phenomenon when it came out. Like everybody wore the ghost face for Halloween that year. Everybody like, what's your favorite scary movie? Like everybody did that. And it got so spoofed to a point where like it kind of wasn't scary. But everything you said about that opening scene was so spot on. Like you're alone in the house at night. Somebody calls. Like, what do you do?
And like
It's
they
horrifying.
keep calling you, and it's not like you can hang up, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm watching you," and it's like, "What do you mean you're watching me?" Like you can't
the
even
only
run.
way you can't even run. And I think too, Sika, like what's scary about that is like, and in the movie, Drew Barrymore's character's like, prove it. And you're hoping they can't prove it, but he does prove it. Like he acknowledges what she's wearing, what she's doing. And that's where it's like, oh crap, like I'm dead. But I think what's so great about Scream is that it's so damn funny too. Like they spoof on every typical horror movie trope, like going up the stairs, like, oh, like don't say I'll be right back. And the guy's like, I'll be right back. Like all of that, it's so, and like Jamie Kennedy's character, like breaking down, like, as the horror movie buff, you can't do this because you'll die in a horror movie. You can't do this or you'll die in the horror movie. And they're in a horror movie. It's so smart. Like I think it's so like satirical. That's what I really love about Scream.
It was very well played. It was very well played.
And I mean, look, spoilers are going to happen here. Skeet, when you find out that he's not the killer, wink, because he gets like his stomach slit, and you're like, oh my god, so who could it be? And it ends up being the other guy. And then Skeet comes back and he's like, just kidding, I'm not dead.
Yeah,
you're like wait, there were two?
Like they're best friends. Like
right.
It's a great movie, like through and through. Like it was very well thought out. Like for every single little thing. And like even adding like the classic movie tropes, and they're making fun of it. Like it's a movie that's also made fun of, so it's even funnier because it's like
yes.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people lose sight of that it's meant to be funny too at the same time. It's such a great point. Last one that I'll add on the list, and I just watched it for the first time like 2 nights ago, was Let the Right One In. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's slow. It's a foreign film. It's Switzerland. Oh no, my wife made fun of me for mixing up the two, and I'm doing it again.
Oh no,
it's Sweden. Yeah, it's Sweden. So you have to read subtitles, but I think with any good movie, you could really get past that very quickly. And it's basically a story of this bullied teenager, or bullied like grade school kid, really, who has this new girl move in next door to him, and she's a vampire. And it's done visually, it's beautiful. It's so haunting. But it's not really scary in the sense of like you're gonna get like jump scares, and there's like one that was pretty cool, but it's really just a story of like she is a vampire and this kid is bullied and they kind of fall in love. It's actually classified as romance and horror. It's not just pure horror, but it was so well done. I don't think horror movies have to leave you like spooked or freaked out, or where you can't sleep with your American girl doll anymore,
or like walk around the house.
Yeah, where like you're like, I'm not leaving my room. Wait, actually, no, I need to leave my room now because this is where all the boogeyman are. But those are my 5 that stand out. There's so many other good ones. Let's pivot though. Let's talk about non-scary stuff, because Halloween doesn't have to only be horror movies. I think it could also just be like holiday based.
Yeah, like the Disney Channel movies.
Yeah.
Where they're
Oh,
not
and they
like
got
where they're not like scary, like you're not gonna be able to sleep at night, but they still have like those jump scares and those like little things that it's
yeah.
like
They're like
oh
cute. They're like cute
cute.
Halloween.
Yeah, like cute scary, you know?
Yeah, like a little jump scare here or there, but it's really just like, you have like your typical things. Like, what do you associate with Halloween? Witches, candy, I don't know, satanic possession, all those kinds of things. So what are your top 5, or what are some 5 standout, like, family fun Halloween movies?
Okay, ready?
Yeah,
Hocus Pocus, definitely number one.
absolutely. We're gonna stop there. It's number 1. It's great.
100% unbeatable. I don't care.
Yep, I
You
agree.
can't argue with me all you want. Second, Halloween Town. The first and the second one, specifically.
I've never seen the second one. I've seen the first one.
How have you never seen the second one? It's the best
My
one.
wife's never put it on. That's why.
Oh, so you're just waiting for her to put it on?
I'm just waiting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I can walk in and be like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "Halloween Town 2."
2. It's the best one. It's just, I don't know.
Better than the first, really?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Girl versus Monster, which is like a more like it was like 2012 like Halloween movie, but it was so great. It was such a good movie. Nightmare Before Christmas, which you
obviously,
which you also said before, but great movie too. And like just even like all the singing and like the opening scene, like it's a very iconic like movie for that aspect of it. And then I would have to say my last one would be like Twitches, which I don't know if you've ever.
No, never heard of it.
It's about these twin witches.
Okay, that makes totally makes sense. I like it. That's clever.
It's a Halloween movie. It's a Disney Halloween movie, but it's also a great one. And then
that's pretty cool.
I would say like R.L. Stein, like Goosebumps and all of that. Like they just put it back on Netflix, actually.
Did they really?
Yeah. So I'm excited.
The original one?
The original one.
Or the movie?
No, the original, like the show.
The show, really?
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it.
All right, I gotta watch that then, because I used to love that. The Haunted Mask and Monster Blood. Loved it. So mine were Ghostbusters. I know Ghostbusters doesn't have to be the original one, not the Melissa McCarthy terrible one. That was horrifying, that movie, because it was so bad. It was so bad. But the original one, I don't even really think of it as like a Halloween movie necessarily, because like it's a comedy. You can watch it anytime, but around Halloween time, we'll always make sure we put it on, and it's hilarious. And every time I watch it, I laugh about how I watched it as a kid and how inappropriate it is for kids. So all you kids out there listening, don't watch Ghostbusters. Watch it with your parents. Hocus Pocus, obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas, like you said. And then the other two, I put Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Combination of two amazing things, Leslie Nielsen and Dracula. And then Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is, have you seen this?
No.
Oh, man. So it's a Mel Brooks comedy. So it's slower paced and like very witty. So you have to like really be paying attention the entire time, because there's line after line after line after line that is absolutely hilarious. Gene Wilder, the guy from Willy Wonka. It's Young Frankenstein is absolutely incredible. And it's like some of the funniest stuff you're ever going to see, if you like that kind of witty humor. Any other classic Halloween movies or even shows or series that are worth mentioning to our audience, or just mentioning to just break down in general?
American Horror Story. Great.
Yeah, I watched the first season. Should I keep going? Especially now that it's all okay.
It's one of those shows where it's like every season is something different, but it's the same actors.
Right. They're just all playing different roles. I heard the Freak Show one and the one with Lady Gaga, my wife really liked a lot.
Yeah, those were good. I specifically like The Coven, which is the third season.
Oh, that was
about witches.
Okay, with nuns?
No, witches.
Witches, okay. Why did I think nuns?
I don't know.
I'm still thinking of The Exorcist. I'm still thinking of my experience in elementary school with nuns. That was horrific.
No, but that's a great show. Another one would probably be The Haunting of Hill House, which that show is so good. Like the whole time I was like what is going on? Like the second season of it, the one with Bly Manor, was.
Oh wait, no, I saw the Bly Manor. I didn't see the Hill House.
Oh no, the Bly Manor was like so. Like if you've watched that after you've seen the first season, but The Haunting of Hill House was amazing.
The only notable one that I'll point out, and I'm a huge Boy Meets World fan, The one with Jennifer Love Pfeffer, where
You just said that like so out of the blue, and I was like, wait.
if you watch the episode, like the way Eric, like one of the characters, is like, "That's Jennifer Love Pfeffer," or whatever he calls her. So funny. It's such a great like. I love the Halloween specials for any like after school sitcom. They
Yeah.
always are so great. They're so well done, and that one is hilarious.
I have a little bit of a story. It's a kind of like a
Go
short
for it.
story.
We got time for a story.
Mr. Nasitas,
Yeah.
who was my health teacher, who back in middle school, unfortunately, I miss him. But
Wait, did you say unfortunately you miss him?
No, I said unfortunately, like back in middle school.
Oh, okay.
Like now
wow,
I'm old.
That's mean.
No.
Unfortunately, I miss him.
I miss him. But I remember he referred to our class as Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
And after that, I went home and I watched the Children of the Corn. And let me tell you, we probably could have been classified as Children of the Corn. We were crazy class.
Oh man, yeah. Children of the Corn is hilarious with the kid with the funny voice to Mordecai.
Like after I watched that, I was like, did he really just call us the Children of the Corn? Like,
yeah. Wow. You open up your bag if you still go trick or treating. The one that you're hoping to get.
Reese's, and specifically the Halloween. I mean, not the Halloween. The Sour Patch Kids, not the watermelon ones.
Nice.
Because I need more than one flavor, and watermelon is one flavor. Like that's
yeah. You want like a nice
like a variety.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I think we're on the same page because mine are Reese's Pieces also, or like the cups, and either Sour Patch Kids or Warheads.
Unbeatable.
Yeah.
Warheads.
Unbeatable.
I have a
Warheads.
tragic story about that.
Tell us.
I once ate so many that my tongue was bleeding.
Yeah. No, me too.
Like
when they first came
bad.
out, we used to, I'd get like $5 for my allowance, and after school, we'd all come in with like the big packs, and we'd like trade them with each other in like third, fourth grade, and we would just eat so many that our mouths would bleed. Not even just our tongues, like our cheeks, our gums. We would just eat them until just blood. There's a great horror site.
There's a good pitch for a movie.
Yeah. Oh, Sika, this was a lot of fun.
This was so much fun. I miss doing this.
Love Halloween, and hopefully, obviously, as you're getting set up for Halloween season, make sure that you're leaving a 5-star rating for the Monarch experience. Make sure you're subscribing so you don't miss out on any episodes, and you can be the first to know. Follow the podcast on Twitter at the Monarch XP. Follow the podcast on Snapchat so you can keep up with all of the polls that we're putting out, all of the questions. I'll put out the Dracula and Frankenstein one also, so you guys can all weigh in, and we could hear your wrong answers or your right answers if you're siding with Dracula. All right, and as always, stay safe, stay hungry,